but he should be fine. Grain does have the better PB and is coming from the winner's bracket. So if Grain wins today, then he wins the tourney. If he loses, then there will be another match some other time, not tonight. So get ready for that. Okay, looks like the runners were counted down. In fact, I was not paying attention at all. Liberty has started a while ago and is starting LOL Reds, Lethal Lava Land Reds. This is a good start to start on Moat File, which I will get to soon, because you take damage doing Moat File with your long jumps. You take full damage, and so doing LOL Reds allows you to regain health, so you don't risk dying to lava bounces. So 50 star, this category usually starts with a trick called Moat Skip. But Moat Skip is very inconsistent. You have to press A or B on the correct frame to get under the water. And we don't want to start races off one player like 2 minutes behind because they couldn't get Moat Skip. Liberty going for Lava Bounces Yoshi, that's a pretty hard strat, and getting it first try, nice, and gets the Flutter, that's good. So the other discrepancy at the start is PolishedGrain started way later than Liberty. This is because Grain is playing on Wii U Virtual Console, as evidenced by his capture card, as those are much easier to get for Wii U VC. Wii U VC has faster loads, and so those save approximately 1 minute 15 seconds throughout the run. So he starts a minute 15 behind. By the end of the run, his advantage or disadvantage will even out. So Liberty may be ahead here, but the loads will even it out by the end. So the route is to start in the basement because the basement has faster stars. Yoshi is not the fastest character in the game, that would be Mario. So the goal is to unlock Mario as fast as possible and then play as Mario for the rest of the run. Unlocking Luigi and or Wario requires extra time, and it's faster just to get stars without them because there are 50 pretty fast stars. Liberty is now done with LOL and headed to SSL. We will grab 2 stars here, while Grain is headed into the volcano, takes a bonk. He likely will not do Yoshi Lava Bounce. Liberty does it because he's an 8-star runner, which is like the 16-star of 64DS. So he definitely has better basement strats. So he will likely be ahead out of basement. Grain will likely catch up later. Grain does have the better PB, more speed. Both players are looking pretty clean. I've seen a bonk from Grain, nothing much else. So Liberty grabbing the top of the pyramid star, and on that star you saw a little bit of tech called fast slide kicks. Those are very similar to the silly kicks of 64. Instead of kicking up slopes, we do slide kicks. So we can slide kick by pressing the A button while holding R, and then we can press the B button to roll out of the slide kick. As soon as you touch the ground after rolling out, you can do another slide kick. So that allows us to climb slopes really fast. Grain has entered SSL. So, cool game to play here. We like to guess our PSS slide times. Liberty, I'm going to guess a 15:10. Hopefully he shows us the screen so we can see what the slide time is. He unfortunately misses the bounce, so this will not be a 15. This will be closer to a 17. Good backup though. 1750, I think that's a 1. Yeah, 1751. And Grain finishing up SSL. So now he will go back into SSL to exit. He'll do PSS like Liberty. Liberty going back into the DS exclusive right wing of the castle. That might be the left wing. I don't know how you are supposed to look at it. To do SI Silvers, Sunshine Isles, with your Super Mario Sunshine music. And he will do Shell Strats. He does the version of Shell Strats that's second over no Shell Strats, while Grain will do a faster version that saves 2 seconds over what Liberty is doing. And Grain does get the bounce, will likely get a good slide time. A 1462, pretty solid. As Liberty finishes up Sunshine Isles. That's 8 stars for Liberty, so now he will go to Goon Boss. And at the start of Goon Boss, we will see another piece of tech known as Neutral Tech. So, unlike the original 64 where you hold neutral to stop all your momentum, in this game, neutral does not stop your momentum, it actually conserves it. So instead of having the game will lock your speed, but if you hold neutral, the lock does not apply. So you can conserve all the speed from your slide into the jump by holding neutral. And by holding neutral, I mean not holding a direction on the D-pad / circle pad. I know Grain plays on D-pad. I don't know if Liberty plays on D-pad or circle pad. I think he plays on D-pad. I'm not sure though. Grain avoids Klepto. Occasionally, Klepto can absolutely destroy you and really tilt. Liberty has a good Goon Boss. Grain will enter Goon Boss. And soon we will say goodbye to Yoshi for the rest of the run. Mario takes the reins for the next 42 stars. Bowser fights. Also looking like a good Goon Boss right now. He does not get the fast pole grab. For this star, you can hold back when approaching that pole. And if you have low enough speed, you can instantly climb the pole. It saves about a second. I don't know if Liberty got it. It's a pretty hard strat, probably did. Small optimization though. So now Liberty will go back in, and now that he has the power of the super wall kick, he can do a bunch of wall kicks to get this wall kick started. Pretty smooth. And now he will exit area and move on to Womp's Fortress, which is a very good stage. So, first thing in Womp's Fortress will be the Womp Star. The reason we do the stars in this stage in a certain order at the start is for something called 12-star tech skip. So actually getting the stars in order here, 1, 2, then 1, 2, then 3, 1, 2, then 4. What is counting? I don't know. Allows us to do a nifty little tech skip that is also frame perfect and saves like 3 seconds-ish. Having a little trouble with these super wall kicks. And now he will head to Womps. So Liberty defeats Womp King, and next we'll do the Tower Star. This star has an extremely cool strat that hopefully both of these runners get because it looks really cool. This is one of my favorite strats in the game, and I will explain it after Liberty does it. So the first thing he does there is he does a slow dive to get over that ledge. And then he sets up his triple jump for the tower. So Grain doing the slow dive as well. So you basically get your speed low enough so that you don't bonk on the wall. And you have just enough height to get over that wall with the dive, and then you can hold forward again, or even backwards, as long as you have enough speed to roll out. And for the tower climb, you do a charge triple jump. The charge gets you more height. And then you can dive, slow dive, to get a little more height at the end of the triple jump. And by wall kicking at a specific angle, you can actually gain even more height. Don't have enough height, you can ground pound, and that gives you just enough height to grab the star. So now Liberty is doing another hard star known as hundreds, and he will approach a cycle here while Grain goes for the epic tower strat. Grain gets the star without the ground pound. Liberty makes the optimal Womp Fortress 100 cycle, both really good. All up to jump Womp and good triple jump. Interesting jump to the platform with the yellow coins and not the red coin. We'll lose a little bit of time to that, but does he get tech skip to make up for it? So he did not get tech skip. So first he got the 100 coin box, and then he got another box that basically said, you have 12 stars now go fight Bowser. And if you like jump or kick or do some action, I believe even zooming out the camera on the correct frame, you can skip that text and it saves like 3 seconds. So that's why we get that star when we do. Grain now doing hundreds. We will see if he makes the optimal cycle, which it looks pretty good. He does. And Liberty is doing Owless. This star is the only star in 50 that currently uses touchscreen strats. And it looks like Liberty did them and somehow grabbed the inside of the cage. I've actually never done that. That is not a Jeff moment. I have hugged the outside of the cage, not the inside of the cage. That's kind of weird. So basically, the touchscreen, this game is 8-directional with the D-pad and the circle pad, because the circle pad maps to the D-pad. So you are somewhat limited in movement. You can still move Mario pretty fluently, but on the touchscreen, you have 360, and so you can take turns sharper and do some cool stuff. So that is a very sharp turn on the Owl Star, and so we use touchscreen for it. It is the only place in the 50-star run that most runners will use touchscreen. Now we get to see pause clip from Liberty. Another snazzy piece of tech. So he misses it the first time, too late. The second time gets it. So how pause clipping works in this game is when you pause, the camera zooms really far away in certain stages. So you can't pause clip through everything. But when the camera zooms far away, certain objects like the cannon lid unload. And if you ground pound at the right height and then pause frame, but with a special piece of tech called the buffered backflip, it's really easy to back up if you don't get the primary side flip strat. Liberty now doing switch dog, and Grain looks to be doing pause flip. So Liberty looks to have just hit 17 stars. Grain likely only 1 star behind, or probably 2 wall. So now Liberty will DCM this time as Mario. Mario times are usually a little faster, so you may want to go a little faster than your last guess. I will guess a 1437. Pretty frequent. We'll opt for the dive strat. That is the safe strat. The IL strat is to do a kick. And he gets a 1450. So kind of close. Grain has a very good bug. You can also see neutral tech being applied on that slide kick. He holds neutral. He holds downward. And then so his speed is not locked and he keeps all the sliding speed. So Liberty actually losing some frames here with the routing. If you go to Toad World before wing cap, you will be facing the right way for wing cap instead of coming out of PSS and doing wing cap. So Liberty's routing is suboptimal here. He will lose a solid 3 frames. I don't know what it is, but 3 frames sounds like a good estimate. And Grain gets a 1441. Pretty good. Heading to Bowser in the Dark World. This is the first of 3 Bowser stages. All 3 Bowser stages are different. This is the collect the 100 coin and collect the red coin and switch star stage, but do not defeat Bowser. This stage, very heavily cycle based. There is a cycle near the end at the 6th red coin. All these runners are doing is trying to optimize their movement so they can make that cycle. This cycle is known as Samosa cycle. Both of these runners will go for this cycle, as the 2 cycles faster than this require IL strats that only like 1 person will ever do in runs, which would be Rupa. So Relieve Liberty gets a pretty easy Samosa cycle, pretty lenient. Same with Grain, nice Samosa cycle. Activating the switch. So for the switch star, both of these runners will use neutral tech, however they will use it differently. Liberty will likely do a jump kick with neutral tech, while Grain will likely do a slide kick rollout, which is slightly faster, slightly harder, but looks cooler, and so is therefore the better strat. And he gets it. So now Grain will exit area, and I believe he still has to do wing cap before he can join Liberty, who will now enter CCM. This stage also has a really neat trick. Liberty might not do the trick in this route, so I might have to get to it when Grain gets to it. But first, Liberty will do the Penguin Star. This star is really bad in the fact that if you don't ground pound late enough, the mom will not recognize her baby. Her baby will be non-existent, even though it is right before her eyes. And it's kind of sad. 1, time loss. Time loss has never been fun. And 2, mama don't recognize you. Kind of sad. So Grain, now entering CCM, got kind of a fake sink here, kind of nice, and you can see the VC load saving time on that one. And so now Grain will be going for CCM switch after Liberty messes up the long jump for Mario Super Walking. So shoutouts to Bobby Bob for this setup by ledge grabbing set up the right angle to clip into that building, or not necessarily into the building, but you can clip out of bounds, and then you have about a 6 frame window to wall kick. So in this game, you can slide kick into a wall and then wall kick out of it. You don't bonk by walking into walls in this game. And you can dive back in bounds to grab the switch star. That star is pretty hard because it's on a timer. The old strat was to clip at the top of the house, so the window was a little tighter, but it was easier to not land inside the water. Now most runners will land in the water and have to swim out. It breaks about even. A lot of runners say bottom clip is easier. I think they're about the same consistency if you learn both, but bottom clip takes a shorter time to learn. So now Grain doing the long jump. So in this game, you can long jump and then just pull back from your long jump and be perfectly fine. And Grain does that, and so he saves time to Liberty on this star. Liberty already in PH, already did my favorite star that I never lose time to, and now showcasing The latest new tech, found also by Bobby Bob, is the bookcase clip. So technically this was found by Crumpet and then applied to the bookcase by Bobby Bob. This is really Crumpet Clip 2.0, referred to as bookcase clip, and I have no idea how it works. So that's cool. You just run towards a wall and then long jump kind of late. And I think you need specific speed and angle for it, but what do I know? Now Liberty doing the famous 60-40S mansion wall kicks, having a hard time wall kicking up, ledge grabs, does not fall off the balcony. I thought he would have fallen off there. Oh, Grain finishes up my favorite star, I never lose time to. That star is very free, no one ever loses time to it. The Roos do not ever have invincibility frames. Apparently it was bookless. I don't... Mansion wall jumps now. Cleaner than Liberty's. Does not ledge grab. Does not make me think he will fall off the balcony. Does miss a kick once and almost walks off a balcony. So Liberty done with BBH, and so after BBH he saves warps, saves the game, then does a soft reset. Will not attempt dive pause. So this is faster than going back into BBH and exiting area, or just walking all the way across the castle to get to Secret Under the Moat. Is another pause clip. However, with this pause clip, since you're in the castle bounds, it's harder to tell if you're too late or too early. But these runners, you know, experienced with pause clips, so they've got it. Liberty has a little trouble with Secret Under the Moat. Grain fails bookless, but gets it the second time. Bookless 6 seconds, so missing it once isn't too bad. But this is a race, and Liberty got first try, so missing it once is kind of bad. But not run killing. So Grain with the save warp, and now Liberty heading into HMC. I do not know what Grain's star count is. I think it's 27. I think they're even on star count. So while it looks like Liberty is ahead, Grain gets the dive pause clip, but his angle was not good enough, so he clipped out of bounds and into the water, and actually loses time to dive pause clip. Cool. But also cool because he actually got the dive pause clip, which is frame perfect, but from a dive. So there's no real setup for it. It's just frame perfect trick. And now is having a pause clip moment. Looks like he's pause clipping too late, then too early. I thought that one was good. That one looked good. There we go. Lots of missed pause clips. Lost time. I think Liberty got a frame perfect toe jump here. No, he did not. That was just me dreaming. Frame perfect toe jumps are cool. Save very little time, but are optimal. And so now Liberty is heading into LOL. Liberty did not get CCM switch, so he will get DDD chests. Grain having a 150 moment, might have thought the block was supposed to be there. And 50 star, we do not hit the question mark switch because it loses time. Because we can get 50 stars without the question mark switch, and it only saves, you know, maybe less than a second, maybe a second in Secret Under the Moat. If you're a beginner runner, you usually hit it so you can do balloon strats for Bowser in the Dark World, but balloonless saves 4 seconds with Samosa Cycle. So we do not use it. Grain getting the fancy HMC entrance, which is actually kind of weird because instead of holding forward, like you might think, you actually hold backwards once you slide off that rail. And now Grain get ledge grab skip. No, he does not, but looks smoother than what Liberty's was. So he should save time there. Liberty does this. This confuses me. Liberty, please learn Mario Lava Bounce. Literally easier than Yoshi Lava Bounce. So Liberty opts to not do the easier strat after doing the harder strat earlier in the run. This one actually has a visual cue setup you can do. But he opts not to, and he is now 1 stage ahead of Grain. one star ahead because he still has DDD chests, which is a slower star. So this is a 1.9 star lead from Liberty. A little past halfway through the match, so Grain's loads have been catching up, and so I'd say this is a pretty even match. Pretty dang close. So Liberty will do chests here. This is what he gets for not doing CCM switch. He gets a very easy but slow star, though technically it's not very easy if you want to be very technical and talk about optimal swimming, which is not mashing, and all the different ways you can lose time. Grain gets the first try lava bounce, makes up for not doing the Yoshi lava bounce, so the runners even out on that strat. And I believe he is done with LOL. Count lines up, so he will now head to Dire Docks. While Liberty does Manta, Grain will do the sub star. So they should start the sub not too far apart. So Liberty will be 1 star ahead. However, Liberty, well, it doesn't really matter. Grain will have a slightly longer painting to go through. So this is really 1 exact star apart. So very, very close race. The Manta star, don't know exactly how long it is. But if we start taking in loads into account, say Grain has probably used up 45 seconds of his load time save, probably has 30 more seconds to gain. Say, yeah, this race has to be within 5 seconds of each other. Very, very close. So here, after this really long swimming section, we will get to see a trick called side sub. I believe both of these runners do the same method, which is to jump, wait a little bit. Actually, no, it's wait a little bit, jump, and then do fast slide kicks. I don't know why this works, but it does for some reason. I guess Globe gives you enough momentum to do fast slide kicks. And so now we will see Grain do Manta while Liberty enters Fire Sea. This is the Bowser stage where we collect the red coin and switch star whenever we actually do fight Bowser, because 2 key door skip, the hardest skip in the game, is banned in this category. So if we're going to see a huge time loss from one of the players, this is definitely in the top 3 for where we would see it. I'm a little worried for Grain, because he has been running 150 lately, and you do Fire CS Luigi in that category. But he is really good at Fire C, so hopefully muscle memory kicks in, or he practiced it a little bit before the match. Gets the second coin really well. Liberty having a solid Fire C. Both of these runners on pace for a 2-0x segment. Liberty did get the optimal flame cycle. That's the switch star. Grain will not get the optimal flame cycle, fumbles with the side flip, and Liberty looks like he will have a successful Fire Seaside, so he will not fall all the way down and lose a bunch of time. That strat, kinda Monka-esque, fall all the way down and lose a lot of time. It does take out the risk of having a really bad platform cycle, where you have no idea what's... Oh, he misses the fast grab. This is going to be tough because now he has to grab Bowser without dying. But he does it. Easy. And makes the throw, and Grain does get Fire Seaside. So these Fire Seas could potentially balance out. I'd say Missing Fire Cycle and Liberty's Fire Seaside Trouble. Probably a little close. So if Green makes the grab here, probably save a little bit of time here. Closer than you thought it could be. So now, Liberty, Fire Sea, just so we can leave it. Great castle movement. And now we are entering upstairs. The whatever segment of the run you want it to be. I thought he was gonna bonk on that pole there. Dang. So, Wet Dry World is where we get to see some fast-paced action, unless he decides to start with shocking aerial lifts at low water level. But no, he will do side flip strats first, because they look cool, and are actually way harder than they look. The first one. And Grain will now enter. He will likely do elevator first as well. Liberty having an elevator moment. Not getting the right wall kick height to land up there, so he will lose some time there. Grain, good side flip. Gang update, 25-second lead, not counting loads, and I think loads at this point in the run, I'd say he's probably gone through 2/3 of them. So I'd say extremely close race. I did not see what strat Liberty did for shocking air lifts. If I were to guess, he probably did low water level, so Grain will not save time, because the strat Grain does saves less than a second, like 0.7-ish, but he missed the box. That strat will not save time. Liberty gets the Skeeter bounce. This is the side flip. Relatively hard strat here with the side flip. And so now these runners look even. That's a low wall jump, but he gets it. Neither of these players get the optimal double jump. And we are seeing almost a sync. Actually, that was sync until loads. Always gotta ruin things with PC loads, even sync. We are seeing the exact same thing on both screens, just slightly delayed. Grain had better castle movement there. Liberty hugged the wall. And now we are seeing THI switch. Runners look to be doing a triple jump. Liberty stopped all momentum for some reason. Grain smooth direction change. This is an easy stall to try to go too fast on, miss the direction, fall off the edge on. But both runners have a clean switch. Neither of them go for the Skiko IL strat. Going to Tiny Island. So they'll likely both do Piranhas first, and then the star after Piranhas has a nice trick that Grain will likely do. He will likely show you the full potential of fast slide kicks. But first, we will have to mock the S as he walks very close to the edge. If you fall down, you lose 50 seconds. Huge time loss. Grain, Liberty, just doing kick strats. Much safer, loses less than a second. That's a nice kick at the end. I like that kick. Very well timed. Now, Grain will show us the PHI slide kicks. If he fails this strat, Liberty will be in the lead. Pretty hard strat. He's been pretty consistent at it from what I've seen from him, but that was not going to work. That was way too high on the slope. He recognizes the bail and will remain ahead. Liberty has trouble with this, will not get Chuck Yud. And so both runners have a not bad PHI. And Grain remembers to hold L. So good for him. And Liberty remembers the holdout. Look at this. They learned from their last race. Wow. Learning happens. And now we'll both get code. I'll enter TTM. So I doubt either of these runners will go for Speedgo kicks. It looks like Grain's lining up to do reds first. Liberty getting the frame perfect save. Perfect time loss. While Grain having a really smooth TTM reds. Until he misses the tech. That is actually a lot harder than it looks. And Liberty gets the mushroom triple jump pretty smooth. So we won't be able to really tell who's ahead until they come out of TTM. At this point in the race, you can basically factor out load times. Grain will save maybe 10 seconds with them. Shouldn't make a huge difference. Grain, smooth triple jump. Liberty misses one of the mushroom points, has to go back. But takes it really safe, doesn't die. This stall is one of the easiest stalls to make one small mistake and then just mega tilt and lose a bunch of time and go downhill from there. And it looks like Grain will be pretty ahead for what the pace of this match has been into Mountaintop. Does not do Skiko kicks. Liberty likely will not do Skiko kicks either. Does not opt for Skiko kicks. Skiko kicks save like 3 seconds if done optimally. Grain using some funky movement. Must have messed up something. Probably getting out of the Goomba pit. Liberty can save a bit of time on this, which he does. Little weird ending with the double jump. But overall, we are in the last stage where you collect stars. Grain having another pause clip moment. Third try, not terrible. Usually you want to get in the first two. Takes a really safe cannon shot. Good idea. But lands on the top, so kind of makes up for it. Most of the time you will grab the star and lane down. Fall off a little bit. Really fast cannon shot from Liberty. He goes high and right, however, high and right is the safe side as you slot. Right. And now they are going into chill with the bully. Grain has a good chill with the bully. He does not. He will go for a roll from the freezing pond. Let's see if he snipes the box here. Pretty fast box. Pretty fast. Lands basically right under it. He does a kick instead of a straight neutral jump. Grain with a straight neutral jump and gets an even faster box hit. Is he under the star though? He is. Roll from the freezing pond. So Grain will be done with SL. And now we'll attempt God Mirror Clip. He misses it. We'll go for a standard mirror clip. So I have no idea if he's getting it. I hear the music though. He got it. And now Liberty going for the God Mirror Clip. Actually gets the God Mirror Clip set up. Does not get a first try clip. But gets like third try. Pretty nice. And now we are on to what can be the biggest time loss in the run, which is missing endless staircase skip. So this skip, basically you're going to go out of bounds here, wall kick off at TTC, and then you're going to do what's known as a Heavens Portal, which will shoot you up to the top of the map, and then you steer around the endless staircase trigger and back in bounds and go find the Bowser in the sky entrance. If you fail this, it is massive time loss, probably minute and a half time loss. Both of these runners have not missed ESS during this tournament, though, unlike the commentator. And Grain, Smooth finds the entrance pretty fast, and so he will be ahead in the final Bowser. This is the Bowser where we defeat Bowser, but do not grab any stars because we already have all the stars we need. That's Grain is doing because PowerPoint. And apparently Liberty found his way in as the hold L long jumps at the start, which for me are Monka-esque. And so this race looks like it will come down to throws. Not a better way to end the grand finals. Grain looking at the final long jump, good timing. Is in the pipe, on pace for a 41 mote file, which is a very good time. That's on pace for a 43. That's actually really good. Grain could get a time here that's basically equivalent to Liberty's PB, if not better. And Liberty misses the long jump. He pulls back and saves the death, though. Insane backup. He's doing the 150 strat and misses it. Dang, that would have been really epic backup. That only DS put. Oh, Grain landing throws. I think that's number 2. So just one more throw for Grain, and he will win the 50-star tournament. Good job. And that is GG, unless he decides to run off the edge somewhere. GG Grain. And then immediately save states so we don't get credit music. Okay, there we go. Good job, Grain. So Liberty will likely want to finish up his bits. This was a very solid run until the bits death. I think that's probably the big mistake of the run. I do not know what the second biggest mistake of this run was. Both runners had extremely clean runs here. Okay, Liberty's just memeing now, going for triple jump wall kick. Not even the any percent world record has this strat. It used to until 2Key Skip came in and said, "Ha, I am now the hardest trick in the run. You will only get runs past me once every 3 days or something." So now it looks like he might finish it out. In the meantime, I will DM Grain and Liberty and see if they want to do an interview.
To you. Thank you all. We have to do something special for you.
Okay, I've invited both players. Grain has showed up. Liberty
Hello?
has finished run. Hello, you know how close that race was?
Someone.
So I have no idea what you just said.
Okay, so yeah, that was all of us are freaking. Yeah. I can hear you now. Hello?
Yeah.
So wait, how close was it at the end?
Do you know how?
No, I knew we were both in.
Okay, so
Yeah, I failed.
before Liberty felt like Liberty was ahead into Wet Dry World.
Yeah.
Lost a little bit of time at Wet Dry World, and then you were slightly ahead. All the way until Liberty missed the long jump from the elevator in bits to the wind platform.
To the what?
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
To the platform with the wind before the pipe.
Oh, how close was it up to like where we like sinks?
Like you were like Liberty entered bits, like faded into bits when you were going up the slope before the wooden platforms.
Oh, okay. So okay, I got into it. So like it was like if I had like a bad fight or something, he would have beat.
If you had a bad fight and Liberty didn't fall, you would have lost.
Yeah.
Like it was close.
That's so close. All because of those 40 seconds the pause clips.
Yeah.
That should not have happened.
Was it really 40 seconds? Though?
It was 40 seconds. It was 40 seconds. Because
you missed the pause clip and then like missed
I went
like
into
another
the water.
20 pause clips.
Yeah, it's because I went into the water after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost 40 seconds. That was so bad. Yeah. How was your run, Liberty, though, besides the ending?
It was alright. Like, I wasn't, like...
Wait, if you didn't, like, make a mistake in bits, wouldn't that be, like, a PB? That was, like, a 43.
I felt like I failed mention wall jumps. But driving was a thing.
Yeah.
Every stage was a thing.
I thought you were going to fall off the balcony on your mansion wall jumps. You ledge grabbed, and then I thought King Boo hit you off the balcony.
Honestly, I thought the run ended once I did Yoshi lava bounce.
I still don't know why you do lava bounce and not Mario lava bounce. Like, that just confuses me.
I mean, I've done it so much that, like, it's just ingrained. Besides that one time.
Yeah.
It was 40 minutes ago.
Except that one time. But no, this was definitely good for a grand finals match. You guys both played insane. Very close until the end.
I had like 2 big mistakes, I think. Like, obviously the pause clips, and then I messed up in Fire Sea a little bit.
Yeah, you both had your Fire Sea wasn't that bad, Grain. You just missed the fire cycle, right?
Yeah. I lost 2.
Liberty fell left of Fire Sea side and took a lava bounce, and then missed the fast Bowser grab.
Oh no. Jesus Christ, that was a close. It could have. Oh my god, I'm still.
So he had 2 health after missing the Bowser grab. So I was really afraid he was gonna die in the Fire Sea fight.
I realize it's good being the second best player in the tournament because your mentality is like, I might lose at the last match, but I might. He might fail, and I.
Yeah, because if you lose, you're like, oh, I guess that was supposed to happen, right? But if you win, and you're like popping off.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, it's like I have to. Like I can't lose.
Expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Yeah. That was a really good race.
I think the better the player is you're going up against, at least for me, like the better player I go up against, the better my mentality.
I was kind of freaking out. Like I was really I think I kept it pretty well throughout the entire race. Like the pause clip, I just like when I was doing that, I'm like, fuck.
Like you were doing the pause clip, I was like too early, too late.
Yeah, and that's what was going on in my head. And you know what it is? It's because I'm doing so much 150. It's like I'm doing like
the Luigi pause clip.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Although I'm mad that I didn't get the dive pause clip. Like my positioning was wrong. I went right through the box for the loading zone.
Yeah, like you got the dive pause clip. You just weren't lined up, right?
Yeah.
So you got the hard part.
I know. I was practicing that too before. Yeah, I did practice Fire C and like ESS.
I was worried about you going in because with 150 it doesn't have ESS, it doesn't have Mario Fire C. Yeah. So I was worried that the 2 points in the run where you can lose the most amount of time you hadn't done in like maybe a week.
I practiced it. I was doing Fire C decent, but I was just a little too slick. My side flip on that one coin was bad.
Yeah.
And the one jump kick was bad. That's why I didn't make the second. But other than that, it was good. That was a good grand final.
Both of these runs, I think, would have beaten literally every other player in the tourney. That's how good the gameplay was.
Yep. Yeah. I'm happy with that.
So, any last comments?
Not that I knew.
GG's Liberty. That was really close. I was on honestly. I checked on the stream after I finished Fire C, the C, and I see that you're ahead of me, and I was like, oh my god, he's ahead of me. I've made like one big mistake, and that's it. I mean, to be fair, it was 40 seconds, but still, I was surprised. I was like, holy shit, he's not even done. I was definitely like mid 43 pace.
It's
Okay. So with that,
my stream didn't like die.
So that will be the end of the 53rd double elimination tournament. I've been Wild Jeff with PolishedGrain and Relieve Liberty, and see you guys if we do another turn. Bye.